Rocks.
Rocks.
Rocks. Today is our annual Rock and Fossil Day. It's a super fun event that we do for the community so that everybody can come and enjoy everything that there is about geology.
We brought the kids to Rock and Fossil Day. They love rocks and fossils, and we thought it'd be a good place to come learn more.
Not everybody knows everything that a geologist can do. I'm even still learning some of the things that geologists study and jobs that they can have. And so it's such a great way to just open this world to everybody, not just the kids.
So cover your head and look for the nearest cover. So like a table or a desk.
We went to the earthquake one.
You got to see how big you can make an earthquake by jumping.
I'm in a communicating geoscience class, and we had to come up with activities as a class for an assignment, but we wanted to come up with something that would be easy and fast for the kids to learn quickly and move on.
Here's one right there by that dining club.
We have fossil digs so they can find their own fossils in the dirt.
And once you find a cool fossil, you can take one home.
This is mine. It's a snail.
And look, they just go all black. You can't even see them.
I think it's so good to expose your kids to a variety of things, and I feel like there's not as many opportunities for science-based things, so something like this is a great way to be exposed to more science in a variety of ways.
Walking around campus, students pass strange-looking structures and metal hatches on the sidewalks. These lead to tunnels just beneath the surface.
We have 4 boilers here in the plant that produces steam. We have piping that goes throughout the tunnel to all the buildings on this main campus.
The top pipe contains the steam going to campus, while the bottom has the cooled steam that is returning to the plant. I took a bumpy ride through the longest tunnel that stretches from the Spectrum to the Ag Science Building.
Here I'm standing right next to the Ag Science Building, except I'm in the tunnels that run under campus. And now I'm standing in about the same spot above ground. Olson says the pipes provide heating for around 40 buildings on campus, just like the Ag Science Building.
Most of the other places around the valley only heat individual buildings.
Olson says Utah State has the largest tunnel system used for heating in the state. This system came in handy last week when temperatures reached as low as -30 degrees.
At the Arctic, they have really cold air. And usually there is circulations that can keep those airs in the Arctic, but sometimes that circulation gets weaker.
Zong says a polar vortex is to blame for the wind chill we experienced last week, but it isn't out of the ordinary.
We actually saw almost a third more use in natural gas and steam usage.
Olson says the central power plant is more than capable of handling the demands of the cold weather. Paige Johnson, ATV News. Utah's record-breaking snowpack is starting to melt, and people are seeing why it's been making headlines across the state.
History often repeats itself when it comes to flooding.
Utah experienced historic flooding in 1983 when the streets of Salt Lake City became rivers. 1700 South in the city became a river last week. Cache Valley hasn't seen much yet.
We're particularly worried about the low-lying areas around rivers.
All this water comes from the Bear River, which is filled to the brim with our mountains runoff already, causing lakes like these to appear where they shouldn't. What can we expect for the next few weeks, though?
No matter what, there will be flooding, and the houses over there will get flooded for sure.
Something I saw as a pattern in those previous years was a very rapid melt-off, where you see this graph of the snow melt coming up, and then it all melts.
Homeowners say they are already seeing a little bit of that water threatening their homes.
If even one of our pumps in the back or our laundry room fail, we would flood. Within minutes, we would flood.
This water started running through Jeremy Martin's yard. He said this was his backyard just a couple days before I came to visit after one of the first warm-ups of the season.
We want it to melt a little bit and then calm down and then melt a little bit and mellow out.
What's flowing right now is just what's on the valley floors. That mountain hasn't even started to melt yet, and it's terrifying because there's a lot of snow on that mountain. And we are right below it.
4 children and 2 adults are recovering from a vehicle collision on Main Street.
Witnesses say the silver Nissan, containing 4 children and 1 adult, rolled over several times after the collision. All inhabitants were injured in the crash, and EMTs transported them to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, including the driver of the white Chevrolet. The North Park Police Department says they are still investigating, but believe a vehicle failing to yield may have contributed to the crash.